ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Cambridge Comedy Underground season finale, where we bring you local comics right here on local television. Without further ado, I want to bring up the star of the show and your host, Mr. D. Hullum. Bring him up.
Yeah. Keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. This is our season finale of Cambridge Comedy Underground, where we bring you local comedy fire with local comics coming to spit that hot fire. Fellas, I don't know about you guys, but it's tough out here in these streets, especially when you got to switch barbers, right? Like when you go see another barber that's like putting your life in another man's hands, it's bullshit. I hate it. Fucked around and got my hair cut the other day. I look like a fat dyke from Dorchester right now. This is terrible right now. I hate this shit, man. On top of that, I'm fat. You know, people expect that fat people only fuck other fat people. That's bad. You know what I mean? That's bad. Me and my girl decided we was gonna get freaky, so me and my fat girlfriend decided that we were gonna put on baby oil on each other, a bottle apiece, and we decided to get freaky. But what I realized is when you fat, you can't wear baby oil and have sex because we look like two rotisserie chickens from Boston Market just fighting and shit. It's just bad, man. I hate this shit. I love looking at fat asses. I can't help it. I'm a pig like that. It's horrible. You know when you in the club and you like see a girl with a fat ass, like your girl never says anything that night. Like she gives you hints, like you go try to put your arm around her. It's like, don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. It's bullshit. They don't say anything until you get in the car. As soon as you get in the car, she's like, you got me out here looking like a fucking fool. Why was you looking at her ass? Like, look, baby, I'm gonna take you home and I'm gonna eat on your cookie box. Just hurry up and take me home. Stop. I hate you, James. That's not my name. My name's not James. All right, you guys ready for a dope show? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got that fire. And this first comedian coming up, he's making his rounds here in Boston. You guys are going to love him. Put your hands together right now for my man, Joe Palana, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for being here, guys. I normally have to start all my shows by letting you know that I am not 12 years old. I didn't realize how young I looked, though, till I walked by a baby the other day. And the baby smiled at me like he'd seen another baby. Like my whole look's just a baby who's done okay for himself. Like, oh, look at that baby. He's walking, he's talking. That's a good baby right there. Doesn't seem to have shit himself, but a gentleman doesn't ask and a lady doesn't tell. I thought, sometimes I try to look more masculine. I won't shave for a little bit. Just looks like I've been eating chocolate badly. I thought, I'm almost 25. I thought I was getting better at growing facial hair, but my day job, I work with a 6-year-old boy with autism. He's mostly nonverbal, but the other day he walked up to me, pointed at my face, and said, "Sad mustache." I don't know if I was more proud of the communication or just devastated by the accuracy. No, I'm not, I wasn't cool in high school. I think that's not a surprise to anyone, but I was shorter than I am now, and I was just as wide. I was like a cube or Danny DeVito, and I wanted to impress this girl on the cross-country team, so I decided to join the cross-country team, because in my head, you know what she wanted to see? That in motion. Just sweaty and on the verge of vomiting. I say on the verge, but I threw up every single time. But it didn't work out with the girl, but I made varsity. I was a varsity cross-country runner. That's what that deserves, yes. In my town, the top 7 kids on the team made varsity, and there were 8 kids on the team. And you better believe that 8th kid had leukemia. He's okay now. He's better and braver than I will ever be. but I was way faster. I just need that on the record. I was so much faster. I shouldn't have been drinking in high school because I was, again, 4 feet tall, but I drank a lot. And it didn't always go well. Like one time, I ended up going to this girl's bedroom. She took off all her clothes, so I took off all my clothes. Then she tried to kiss me, and I said, "Whoa, what gave you that idea?" She said, "Everything." And I said, "Oh, I thought we were just friends being naked." It turns out that's not a thing. So we ended up watching Frasier in the nude for 2 hours. I could still hear those tossed salads and scrambled eggs. If you're not a big fan of deep-cut Frasier references, neither was she. It worked out okay, though. I am dating someone now. We've been together for 9 months, so that's pretty cool. It's weird, though, being consistently happy. What's that? That's weird. But I've noticed, since we live kind of close to one another, a short-distance text relationship, if you ever read one side of that text conversation, it seems like the ravings of a lunatic. It's just a lot of, "Hey, where are you? I love you. Hey, 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 I love you. Where are you? Hey, I love you. Where are you? Hey, hey, I'm right behind you. I love you. Where are you? Hey, toilet paper is 20% off at CVS. I just thought you should know." Just creepy stuff like that. But we've been going out for a little bit, and so she said, "Hey, what if we tried spicing things up in the bedroom?" And I said, she said, "What if you tried calling me names in bed?" I said, "That is a bad idea." Because the words people tend to say aren't things that I tend to say. So it came out a little bit wrong. It ended up being, "Hey, you like that, you nerd?" She did not. But no, I think you've grasped by now, I'm not a tough guy. Like I have the kind of physique where you feel like if you poke it, it takes a while to go back to normal. I like tough guys. I met a good tough guy the other day. He didn't rear-end me. I was rear-ended, and the guy that hit me was not the tough guy. He was fine. If anything, he was way too chill. It was like getting rear-ended by Matthew McConaughey. He just got out of the car in a cloud of weed smoke, like, all right, all right, all right. And he actually said to me, he said, "Hey, I hit you, but you know me." I did not. This was our first encounter. But then the tough guy entered the situation. He starts honking at us, and I was raised on the South Shore of Massachusetts. I do what I'm supposed to do. I flip him off. He doesn't like that. He pulls over and goes, "Hey, I can kick your ass. You want to flip me off to my face? Do you know that I can kick your ass?" And now I'm not a tough guy, but I am angry, so I say, "Yeah, I do know that. Most people could do that. It's not impressive. I'm weak as shit." And he wasn't expecting that. All right, that's all my time. Thank you, guys.
Keep it going for Joe Palana one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Palana. How long you guys been together? Oh, we're neighbors. Okay, you guys understand. So you guys aren't laying butt naked together watching. Yeah, that's good. I just fucking with you. All right, this next comedian coming to the stage right now has been all over town. Most comics I bring up, I'm going to tell you, they've been all over town. Coming to the stage right now, Griffin, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Give yourselves a round of applause for attending the Cambridge Comedy Underground season finale. The only season finale that's going to be talked about more than the Game of Thrones finale, probably, right? Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I really want to get a tramp stamp that says, "This car climbed Mount Washington." And then when I'm done with that one, I want to get a tattoo across my forehead that says ambulance backwards so I can go running behind cars in the street. I was at the bank recently, not to brag. I have enough money for a basic checking account at Citizens. And I was standing behind this guy in line, and this guy was wearing a white t-shirt. And the t-shirt didn't have any color, any pictures on it, just one word in black sans serif font. Just said, Hawaii. And the teller called him up to the front of the line. She was trying to make conversation with him, and she said, oh, Hawaii, I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. Have you ever been? And he said, you're the one looking at my bank account right now. You know I've never been to Hawaii. I call that joke, I figured out who Banksy is. All right. Isn't it weird how breastfeeding and titty sucking are the same thing but different? My mom loves that joke. I went home recently to visit my parents in Rhode Island. We were getting dinner together, and the topic of conversation turned to my birth, very important day in all of our lives. And my mom said, when you were born, you were 9 pounds, 9 ounces, and you got a 10 on your APGAR score. The whole time I was in the hospital, doctors and nurses kept coming to my room to look at you because they couldn't believe it. And if you don't know what the APGAR score is, it's how doctors determine the health of a newborn baby. Most babies get about an 8 or a 9. I got a 10, highest score, literally crushing it since I've been out the gate. And my dad said, it took us so long to conceive, and there were so many times when I didn't think it was gonna happen. And then one day it happened, and you were here. And not only did we finally have our baby, but she was so healthy and so beautiful that medical professionals were going out of their way to come and admire her. And I've lived a lot of days, and not a single one of those days has touched the day of your birth. I've never been happier, and I've never been prouder than that day. I should mention that my younger brother and sister were also at dinner with us. They were not nearly as touched or impressed by the story as I was. My little sister was like, really? Really? That was the best day of your life? When she was born? My dad was like, yeah. She looked at him, and then she looked at me, and then she looked back at him, and then she looked back at me, and she said, you peaked early. When I was born, I was 9 pounds, 9 ounces, that's true. My little sister was 9 pounds, 14 ounces, and my brother was 10 pounds, 4 ounces. Yeah. No fraternity has ever crushed pussy harder than me and my siblings. We absolutely wrecked my mom. God, don't. It wasn't a frat house, guys. It was a frat home. When I started doing comedy, it actually took me a few months before I told my parents about it because I didn't know how they'd react. And then I did tell them, and they were like, you know what, Hal? Do what makes you happy. Do what gives you joy in life. Just please do us a favor and don't invite us to any of your shows until you're sure you're good at it. And I'm very proud and happy to say my parents actually did come to one of my shows recently. And afterwards they came up to me and they were like, Hal, you looked so uncomfortable up there. Is it because we were here, or are you just always that awkward on stage? And it's up to you guys to decide. Which one? I'm going to end with this joke, just really make my parents proud. I always shop for the size I want to be, not the size I actually am. You guys do this? Yeah. Oh my God, so annoying. So now I have a closet. It's just filled with unworn 10-inch strap-ons. Guys, thank you so much. I'm Hal Griffin. Thank you.
Give it up for Hal one more time, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys feeling so far? Everything's good? We're chilling. How about this side right here? How we doing? We good? Hal was talking about the many things that wrecked her mom's vagina. I think she excluded one thing. Big D. No, I'm just joking. She doesn't like black guys. It's kind of racist, wasn't it? Kind of bad. All right, this next comedian coming up right now. He's a heavyweight here in the game, man. He's been holding it down in Boston for a minute. It's not you, sir. It's not you. But we're going to bring up the next comic right now. Corey Saunders, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Cambridge. So let's get down to business. I'm an overweight homosexual. Thank you. Normally they get to standing O. I'm very brave. Thank you. I always address this because there's always one hetero in every audience who, when I come up, just kind of goes, like he's suspicious of me. Like, Doreen, they eat carbs. He's nudging his wife. Surprise, we do. But because of this, I get mistaken for every large gay celebrity there is. Ross Matthews. Yep, you guys see it. Thank you for the nod. Rosie O'Donnell. And that one I thought was weird, but there's two reasons I figured out there. One, I love arguing with Elizabeth Hasselbeck. And I'm also sleeping with a Worcester cop. Look it up, it's true. My favorite, though, was that I was at a show at a gay bar one night, because of course I was. And then a drunk white girl came up to me, because of course she did. And she went, "Oh my God, you were so funny." Because obviously. And then she goes, "But do you know who you remind me of?" Which is a question you never want the answer to. And she goes, "Do you watch Modern Family?" Thank you. That one stings a little less every time I tell it. Thank you. She goes, "You remind me of the big gay guy, Cam." Like gesturing, and I'm like, first of all, bitch, I do not appreciate the hand gesture. No need to demonstrate my obesity. I know it's there. You guys can laugh at that. Don't be sad. She goes, "And I have this friend, and he's gay, and let's put a pin in this right now. Because every straight white girl has done this, including you, honey, I know you have, where they've met another gentleman of my persuasion, and they said, 'Oh my God, you would fall in love with my friend because you both love penis.' Like it's a hobby. Like you gotta catch them all. And some of us do. But she's like, "I have this friend and he's gay, and I always tell him that he needs to find his Cam, so I'm gonna tell him about you." And I wanted to be upset that she was stereotyping and assuming that we'd get along. I was more upset her friend never called. Could have been true love. I'll never know. Straight people are out of control. Don't laugh at that. You people, watch it. So I went to college with this guy. They're just uncomfortable now. I went to college with this guy, and he and his wife conceived a child, as you people do. I don't know this from experience. It's all hearsay for me. But they conceived a child, and they put up their pregnancy announcement on Facebook on Christmas. And it was a picture of 3 Christmas stockings. And all it said was, "We've been naughty." Ugh. Is anyone else trying not to vomit? It's the sluttiest pregnancy announcement. Like, we know how babies are made. Were they trying to kill Nana? I'm asking the important questions. I work in a newsroom sometimes. That's one of my jobs. And the day that the Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage, this woman came up to my desk. She like slinked over and went, "Hey, happy Rainbow Day." No one's calling it that. That's like me on some straight day that you people celebrate, appropriating some symbol of your culture and going up to her and being like, "Hey, happy bad outfit from TJ Maxx Day." Or, "Hey, happy your children ruined your life day." I make very bad decisions in my life. I went on a date once with a vampire. That shit's real, okay? She's laughing like I'm not telling like my tale of woe. I was working in Providence, Rhode Island, and I needed to get my hair did, so I went to a hair salon. And it's important to note that the man who cut my hair was not wearing fangs at the time. That's an important detail. We exchanged numbers, and we agreed to go out. The next night, he showed up to the bar wearing fangs. Seriously. There was one back there, that was great. What's coming next? So he shows up at the bar, he's wearing fangs. I don't acknowledge this at first. Let's see where this goes. So I make small talk, and I say, what's your favorite movie? And he says, Twilight. And that was problematic for me because I don't date women. Am I right, ladies? So then I go all in, and I'm like, all right, dude, what's with the fangs? And he goes, I'm a vampire and everything. Which is a thing that a real breathing human person said with no irony. I'm a vampire and everything. Fully committing to the bit. I'm a vampire and everything. But they don't let me wear the fangs at the salon. Which means he tried to wear vampire fangs to the salon, his place of work, in Cranston, Rhode Island, where all the Jersey Shore rejects go for refuge. Seriously, Pauly D's from the next town over. And his boss, Snooki Sr., said no. So I decide that I need to get out of this and fast, but all I can come up with on the fly is, I'm really into sunshine and garlic. So I don't think this is gonna work. Guys, of course, Saunders, thank you.
Give it up one more time for Corey Saunders, ladies and gentlemen. We have more audience members filling up the seats. Can you guess who I am? I suck dick. Not a vampire. All right, this next comedian asked me to bring her up in a special way. So I'm going to do it right now. All right, this next comedian coming to the stage. She told me to use a Southern voice because her name is beautiful and it's Southern. Kindra Lee, everybody. Kindra Lee.
Oh, keep it going for Big D. It's so nice to see a black vampire for a change, right? Oh, man, Twilight. They could use some diversity. Actually, to be fair, I've never seen one of their films, but yeah, hi. I just know Kristen Stewart's very white. So am I on this camera. Okay, I need a tan. Happy September. Did anyone move into a new apartment this week? No? Cool. Good for you. Up, cameraman. Hi, I'm so sorry. Are you doing okay? Don't talk. You'll ruin my tape. No. I'm kidding. I moved into an apartment last year, and it immediately got broken into. Yeah, it sucked. Here's why it really sucked, though. I came home from work. I found my door smashed open, and everything of mine had been rummaged through, but nothing was stolen. What a scary way to find out I'm worthless, right? Like usually it's my bank that tells me that, not a burglar. So that one hurt. It hurt a lot. I live with my boyfriend. He told me right after the break-in, he's like, you know what? Maybe I should get a gun now. And I was like, okay. I think I've heard before you can get a gun, you need to learn how to load the dishwasher. Like that's just what they say, I think. Right? Like before they give him a semi-automatic, they just need to see if he can operate a fully automatic kitchen appliance. He can't. We don't have a gun. We don't. I love my boyfriend. What I love as much as my boyfriend is Hallmark Channel movies. Oh, I'm a sucker for Hallmark Channel movies. You too? Yeah, I like Hallmark Channel. They produce about like 100 original movies a year, and I love every single one of their storylines, all 4 of them. They're so magical. Here's one of their favorites to use, and this one slightly annoys me. They love to show a girl who leaves the big city, and she returns to her small hometown and eventually falls back in love with her high school crush. And I always have so many notes for them, right? Like, first of all, how come the crushes are never fat? Like, can we just make one of them? Are you saying she returns 15 years later and he hasn't put on any weight? Like a beer belly, anything. Come on. Can he just be like wearing flannel and he's like, it was a good hunting season last year? Like, that's something I could relate to. My other note is always like, why are these guys available, right? They're always just like sitting around waiting for the girl. I don't get it. That's not realistic at all for me. Like, I'm 32 years old. My high school crush has been taken, by the police. He's long gone now. No, that's just not realistic for me. I do watch other romantic comedies besides Hallmark Channel, like ones that involve sex, so those definitely aren't on Hallmark. And this is what I notice a lot in romantic comedies. They'll show a guy and girl, they'll hook up, and then they'll flash forward to the next morning, and they show the girl waking up next to the guy wearing his big button-down shirt. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like, she wakes up and she's always wearing his big button-down, and my question is always like, who actually does that, right? Like, have you guys ever done that? Have any? No one in here has done that. Like, I've never been with a guy and afterwards have asked, excuse me, do you have a fresh pressed button down I could wear? I just love sleeping in business casual clothing. No, that's never happened. I wish rom-coms would be more realistic and show a girl asking for something to sleep in, and the guy like tosses her a t-shirt and he's like, smell it and make sure it's clean. My mom hasn't been over this week. Like, that would make a lot more sense. What would I even do if I asked a guy for something to sleep in and he went over to his closet and grabbed a hanger and came back with a button down? I'd be like, what am I supposed to do with this? Do you at least have a tie so I can complete the look and hang myself? I don't know. That would just be helpful. I'm one of 6 children. I have a lot of siblings, and we fight constantly. Like, we're adults now, we're still fighting. One of my favorite fights we get in is over the game show, The Family Feud. If you don't know The Family Feud, it's the survey says game show. You can only go on with you and 4 other of your family members. So that's problematic because since you can only go on with a team of 5, in my family, technically, one of us ain't getting on. And that's always leading to tension, right? Like, we're always listing reasons why we deserve a spot on the team. Like, sometimes it's like, I'm the clever one, I'm the funny one, I'm the pretty one. But then it gets exhausting talking about myself. So that's usually when my brother steps in and he starts listing reasons why he gets a spot on the team. And he says that the rest of us are dumbasses for either not going to college and going to state school. And he went to Ivy League, so that's why he deserves the spot. And we're always like, okay, fair. But you don't have any friends, so could you tell us what 100 people say on a survey? If they never say anything to you at all. We're like, no, so take your Ivy League ass over to Jeopardy, you nerd. We don't need you. We don't need you here. I love my siblings, but my 2 little sisters are so different than me, right? Like, I don't drink at all, and they drink a lot. They drink all the time. They love drinking. I tell them, I'm like, you guys have drank so much that you kind of become like your favorite types of alcohol. Like, my youngest sister, she's a lot like a wine cooler now. She's like artificially sweet, and only my mom likes her. So, and then, my other sister, she's more like a box of wine because, she lives in a trailer. So there's that. All right, that is what I'm going to leave you guys with. Have a nice night. Let's give it up for Big D.
Kindra Lee, keep it going for her. Oh, man, it's awesome. You guys having a good time? Woo! This is some fun. This stuff's not easy to do, The comics do this. You guys know the number 1 human fear is public speaking. Did you know that? Number 2 fear, snakes. Number 3 fear, public speaking, 2 snakes. Yes, I don't know. But I'm glad that you guys came out to support. Yeah, it's not easy for me either. They don't let me have notes up here, even though, because it's supposed to be tacky or whatever, even though I have really terrible like ADD and OCD. You guys know that is like the attention deficit disorder. It causes me to repeat things a lot. because I don't have notes up here, so I repeat things a lot. And then, but the ADD and the OCD, that's a nice touch to have on that. You know, the obsessive compulsive disorder. I mean, you have these kind of afflictions in life. There's a lot of jobs you can't do. Like when you have OCD, NASA countdown guy, can't do that job. Ignition in 5, 4, 5, 5. There's psych jokes like that. Oh, I'm the only one with afflictions in this place, I guess. That's what, yeah. Well, I don't know. It's from being born in the 60s in Michigan, I guess. They say that the anti-vaxxers said it's about those polio shots they jacked me up with back then. But really, there was a lot more going on in the 60s than that. Like, they didn't know anything about parenting back then. Like, you know, they have warnings. They tell you everything to do now. They have warning labels on cigarettes not to smoke when you're pregnant. I asked my mom if she smoked when she was pregnant with me. She said, only when I was drinking. But in places where I grew up, like in Michigan, they wouldn't read the warning labels anyway. Like, you know, they have warning labels on the bottles of Vicodin that says, you know, alcohol may intensify effect. Where I come from, they take that as a serving suggestion. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry. The opioid crisis is my fault now. That's it. That's what's... Oh, man. But, you know, I don't know. One thing that's cool, though, I don't know if you saw this technology that they've got out for people with mental afflictions. I mean, I don't know if that's what it's invented for, but Whirlpool created a stove that you could control using your cell phone. That's going to be a godsend for people with obsessive compulsive disorders. Right? You could be in that meeting at work. Says, excuse me, I just got to check in with the phone. Hi. Yeah, it's me again. Stove, you're not on, are you? No, I know I just called, but just one more thing. Can you see the front door from where you are? You know, they have one of those 24-hour telethons to raise money for people with obsessive compulsive disorders. I missed it. I was washing my hands. But I tell you. But the thing is, though, now the cell phones, they changed. This technology has ruined it for people that have difficulty with conflict. I have difficulty with conflict. I don't get along that well when people start, you know, closing in on me. Now, it used to be before the invention of the cell phone, all I had to do to end an argument was physically leave the building. That's it. Conversation over. You know, you try to pull the dramatic exits. You know, thanks to the cell phone, now I've had the same argument with my wife for the last 14 months. You know, I think Desert Storm lasted about 4 days. But, you know, you try to have those dramatic exits like, you know, no, that's right. That's what I said. No, this conversation is over. I'm out of here. I'm done talking about this. Slam the door. Now I walk about 10 feet. Zzz, zzz. No, it isn't. You know, I would turn the cell phone off, but I don't want to miss a call from the stove. So you guys having a good time? This is a great show. This is our season finale of season 1. This is our 8th episode of season 1. Next month we will start our season 2. We're so excited to see you come back for that. Whenever we do this show, we like to have a lot of variety. We curate a lot of comics. Some people come in from out of town. We have comics that come in who are studying comedy at Emerson and so on. And we have a lotto spot for visiting comics to come in, put their name in a bucket. We draw a couple of pros out to have you entertained. And we got one for you right now. This guy's gonna put some comedy down for you. Please put your hands together for Robby Finan.
How's it going, everyone? Thanks for being here tonight. Very excited to be here. I just got back from vacation with my girlfriend's family. It was pretty awkward. I really wish she came. But I'm back now, back to the old grind, back to real life. I like listening to music. I know what you're thinking. Who is this Renaissance man who likes listening to music in his free time? Who is this cultural savant, visionary? I like to listen to a lot of old music, Beatles, Rolling Stones, Van Morrison. Van Morrison's got this old song, Brown Eyed Girl. It's kind of obscure. Maybe you've heard of it. But basically, it's a love song where he sings about a girl with brown eyes as if that's a distinguishing feature. I was like, did he miss the memo that 80% of the human race has brown eyes? Like, that's the number. I looked it up. It does not make her special, Van, if that's your real name. If your name really is Van, by the way, you're only like the 3rd best Van, just so you know. Hierarchy of Vans goes Morrison, Halen, Minnie. That's it. Is that all he was really going off of for that song, though? You know, like, if you're going to write a love song, presumably you're going to center it around the qualities that make your beloved unique and interesting. And I'm sorry, but if the most striking thing about your girl, the thing you're going to write your chorus about, is the fact that she is the eye color of literally almost the entirety of the rest of the human race, she can't be that interesting. I mean, at least not interesting enough to garner an entire song. It's just like, I don't know. If it were me, I would have gone with something like, you my heterochromia iridum girl. It's a scientific term for two different colored eyes, like a husky. You my husky girl. You should try that one. Let me know how it goes. This is all just for the sake of the joke, by the way. Like, I have nothing against brown-eyed people. I swear to God. You know, I hope you know. I have tons of brown-eyed friends. But all I'm trying to say here is I just think there are better things to write love songs about. And, you know what? I'll show you. First date Friday night, watching the clock tick-tock tick, pacing back and forth, I got the butterflies in my stomach. Looked at my phone, oh my God, she'll be here in 5 minutes. I'm having her pick me up, 'cause I'm a feminist. Also, I don't have a car. She's turning the corner, racing towards me at 19 Elm Street. Her Volvo subwoofer marches in time with my heartbeat. My phone rings, I lift it to my ear. She says, Robert, I'm waiting outside. Can you come down here? That's when I knew I loved her. Donna, my Uber driver. She gave me a bottle of water and confirmed my identification. She was just teasing me, though she wouldn't forget. That's just my imagination. She asked me to sit in the back seat. I guess we're taking it slow, just until we know each other better. Trust me, I know. And when she gave me the aux cord, oh, the aux cord, my lord, we sang our hearts out to Taylor Swift. And that's when I knew I loved her more than Stacy from Lyft. She dropped me off a bit later and left me there on the sidewalk. A shorter date than I expected, but it's late, almost 9 o'clock. I called her the very next day for a second date. She happily obliged, but when she was 5 minutes out, the driver was reassigned. I thought I was getting the aux cord. Oh, the aux cord, it hurts. I feel like the biggest fool in town. I didn't know Ubers broke up. I thought they just broke down. I'm canceling the ride altogether. Donna's the only one for me. My heart's so broke I don't even care. I'll pay the cancellation fee. I thought our love was mutual. We both gave each other 5 stars, but I guess I'm just a fool for believing in this love of ours. Oh, Donna, I'm sure our paths will cross again in a life to dream of a truly special gift. After all, your employers, future automobiles, and my sex life are one and the same. They're self-driving, and mine is a stick shift. Thanks, I'm Robby. Give it up for your hosts.
Robby Finan, let them feel it, let them know. Man, this is such a great show. I don't even want to break the pace at all. I want to keep this going right now. This next comic, I'm so glad that we could get him here. The first couple of times I saw him, I was just blown away. You can see him at the Comedy Studio and another dozen shows coming up this month. Please give it up. Guerby Laguerre.
Thank you. Put your phone on vibrate. Come on, Casey. So my name is Guerby Laguerre. So my full name is half French. My last name is French, and my first name is Cruel. It's just very cruel. Got made fun of a lot. So I'm a black person. Just in case you wasn't sure. But I don't like to refer myself as black. I feel that's not descriptive enough. I feel like I'm more of a chocolate Irish caramel. You know, chocolate face, caramel body. And Irish because I love river dancing. It's awesome. The guy in the bandana was my favorite. If you didn't know this, quick fun fact, he was Golden Gloves when he was back, in New York when he was younger. So not only can he knock you out, but he could stomp you to death to a soundtrack. So my favorite film of all time is Terminator 2, Judgment Day. It's my favorite film. Thank you. I have one fan. It's only me and Big D. Thank you. And it was the first film, and it had a great male lead, it had a great female lead, it had a great kid lead, it had a great somebody getting shot in the face lead. Yeah, it's awesome. And it was the first film I watched as a kid that a black person wasn't like a pimp or a gangster or anything like that. He actually was a scientist. And he was the reason and the cause for the future devastation of humanity. And I love that. I was like, yes, we did it to you this time, It's just a movie, just a film. And it came out in 1991. Anyway, so I did the dating apps a couple of years ago. I tried it, and I got catfish, predictably, of course, that's what happens. And, we met up at SeaWorld. That's not the punch, but okay, thank you. And she turned out to be a stingray. She got me with the angles, the angles, that's how she got me. All right, so, sir, have you heard that black don't crack? Have you heard that term before? Yes. Until you take a good look at Morgan Freeman's forehead. It looked like a stack of pancakes with chocolate chip, a little chocolate chip. Black don't crack, but it does stack very nicely. Tastely, I don't know. All right, I have another question. Do you think animals commit suicide when they break up? Am I the only one? There's a few of you. So the other day I was driving to work and a squirrel jumped out in front of my car and then he had a tear just. Then I killed him, And then as I drove away coldly, I started thinking, I was like, I wonder what happened, what caused that? I wonder if he came home to his tree house and found his wife accepting a nut from another squirrel. To the face, Yeah, explicit, very explicit. I'll end it with this one. So I grew up in Boston. Proper. We lived all over the place, Mattapan, Dorchester, Hyde Park, because we were wealthy. And but Boston's not the most dangerous place in the world or anything like that, but it's not a place where you want to look around looking friendly, You don't want to walk around looking like that. And I went to Dorchester High. And so whenever I was in Dorchester, I had to have what I called a gangster face whenever I walked through there. This is true. So I'm going to show you my gangster face, what I had to do to protect myself, okay? Okay. Yes, it is a process. It is. It's a process. So this is my gangster face. It's silly, but it got me through. I still got robbed anyway, but thank you. My name is Guerby. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Guerby Laguerre. And my phone. You guys know that. I can share with some behind-the-scenes TV magic for you. The comics got a certain amount of time we have to do on stage, just TV and all that stuff. And there's a certain time they have to do for their set. And comics generally like to have a light when they got like a minute left. So in order to give you the light, I got to turn my phone on. So the timer goes off in my pocket for somebody's set after that. That's nice. There's a little behind-the-scenes TV magic for you. We do it just like the big guys here. Speaking of which, you want to keep this show going? I know you do. I know you do. This next comic, a personal favorite of mine, and we share a birthday. She's a co-host of Jeannie Johnston's weekly comedy showcase. Please put your hands together for Kat Godig.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, thank you. I don't want to block this attractive-looking mannequin, though. I'm going to move this back a little bit. Oh, hello. Brows on point. Oh, brows are made out of duct tape. Oh, damn. What a stud. No, you're looking at me and you're thinking, Who the fuck is this girl who looks like she took a rum spring into a Hot Topic? Turned around. There's no Fleetwood Mac merchandise. That's not where I want to shop. Fuck that. I don't know. I'm about to say a lot of things I probably shouldn't say on TV. We're just going to go right in. I don't know. Thank you, I am a Leo. I'm a ham. Let's see, what did I want to tell you guys tonight? Oh yeah, so like this whole get up thing is happening. Wearing this skirt, you know? And it's for me, it's not for you. I'm not wearing it for anybody, just mostly wearing it out to air out my cysts, you know? Summer has not been kind, okay? It has not been a hot girl summer. It has been multiple trips to Planned Parenthood to have them embarrassingly tell me that I wear pants too tight for my body, okay? They like don't even want to do the copay at that point. They're just like, we feel bad for you. You know? But it's true. Life has some speed bumps. Some people have herpes. I'm just wearing pants like it's perpetually 2008 up here. Oh, man. So I'm from rural Maine. I'm not from Boston. I'm from a place where the coolest thing you could do on a Tuesday night is you get stuck in a ditch somewhere. And you smoke salvia till AAA comes. It's a big night in the big city for me, I'll have you know. Having a blast. I live in Jamaica Plain now. Anyone else? Anyone else in JP? Let me tell you about it. Oh man, so I work like kind of on a one of the main strips, and I like to play this game where I just look out the window and I like counting the yoga mats, the tote bags, the fucking triple wide strollers, which like triple wide strollers are pretty aggressive, right? It's like, we get it, you're fertile. It's I'm late to work now. You never see the babies grow up though. They always move to Newton or some shit. It's really upsetting. But you know, we got like farmers markets, metal straws, like that body they found on fire in Franklin Park. It's just, you know, JP Porch Fest. Gotta wake up the earth. No one gives a fuck about the dead body is what I'm trying to say. We just act like that just never happened at noon on a Saturday. Police were like, that's not suspicious. And I'm like, all right. Gotta raise those babies till they go to Newton, you know? That's all I'm saying. Just gotta do it. So I do have a boyfriend, which is kind of neat. Anyone else in here live with a significant other? Yeah, it's trying. I don't know. I'm just convinced that having a live-in boyfriend is just having a chaperone around 24/7 to just make sure you can never masturbate. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 has done more for my sex life than anything Cosmopolitan could advise. You know, because he gets to go off and be a cowboy, and then I get to finally practice reverse cowgirl alone. It's pretty cool. But Cosmo's got some fucked up advice, right? They're just like, chew cinnamon gum. Like, I remember being in 8th grade, and we're like, how do I get a boy to kiss me? They're like, chew cinnamon gum. I'm like, that's kind of like, what? And then they're like, if the gum doesn't work, stick a finger up his butt. And you're just in 8th grade, and you're like, we haven't kissed yet. What the fuck? So I didn't really fuck around with Cosmo a whole lot, but I did read a lot of Sylvia Plath. And I'll have you know, my favorite sex position is this thing where you're just kind of doggy style with your head in the oven. It's mentally stimulating. Sometimes you ring the bell jar. All right, this has been fun. This has been fun. Good night, my sweet, sweet mannequin boy. Thank you.
Cat Golding, let her know. Awesome. Man, you guys excited to be part of our best show this year? I'm feeling it. This is awesome stuff. We have a very special guest for you tonight. My phone. See, I told you, it's TV magic. You like that? Nobody cares about my bits, so I just put the dull bits in between the good comics, so it's live television. We don't care. So we have a very, very special treat for you. Kat Godin was one of our special guests. Guerby was one of our special guests, and we got a special guest for you. Came all the way from Las Vegas. You can catch him up and down the strip anytime. Please put your hands together for Alex, just Alex.
It's tough being a woman. So I hear, right? You got guys sending you that certain kind of selfie that you didn't ask for. What's that like? You're just looking at it like a cat brought you a dead mouse as a present. Trying to be nice, just like, I can see this is very important to you. I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud, but I'm throwing that away without ever touching it. Just gonna scooch that off the porch, the side of my shoe. Sorry if I hit you with that dick mouse. It's imaginary. You see, ladies, as a male feminist, no, that's not the joke. As a male feminist, if we go out, I need to know you're home safe before I can start jacking it to your fat tits. I can't even get it up for unsafe titties. That's male feminism. The bar is very low. I deserve a reward for even briefly considering your safety. That reward, mindful of titties. You can't put the titties above the safety, fellas. That's putting the titties above the person. You can't do that. That's objectification. You're focused too much on a woman's parts when a real man is focused on her holes. It's what's inside that counts. That's where all the action is. Everyone knows that. I will confess that I also do like big butts. And while I could have easily lied about that, I didn't. Remember the 90s? Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not objectifying. I'm not reducing women to that. This is what attracts me. You can't control what attracts you, what makes you be like, you know what I mean? You can't control that. One time, I met a young woman in Las Vegas. She informed me that she'd been diagnosed with terminal cancer and had only 3 months to live. And that made it kind of hard. Where by it, I mean my penis. Just kinda. I was disturbed and confused as well. I see your faces. So imagine me, right? I had to question myself. I was wondering, do I have some fetish for the terminally ill? Am I an eager bereaver? No. No, I did some soul searching and I realized that I'm just very susceptible to a limited time offer. You know what? It's fine. It's okay to laugh at that. She used to. Don't awe me. That story's 100% true. I'm up here honoring her memory. That was her favorite joke. If you didn't laugh, you're the monsters. Sleep with that tonight. I live in Las Vegas, a town so filthy I can't even wash my hands without feeling dirty. Yeah. They got that same setup in all the casinos. You might have seen it at the airport, too. They got that big, long bay of sinks. They got the automatic faucet right in the middle there. But then there's this other little chrome spigot I got to do this under. Till it squirts. Doesn't make my hand feel cleaner. Makes me feel like I'm giving a weird underhand tug job to a robot. And then half the time, nothing comes out. I don't know if it's me or it's out or I'm trying my best. You know, I'm doing what I can. I just end up getting so desperate, I go down the line, take care of his friends. Hurts my self-esteem. At least I'll be ready when the machines rise. Okay, you guys get over here. Someone over here missed the second Terminator reference of the night. You're going to for a rude awakening on Judgment Day, okay? Yeah, you're going to be those skulls the Terminator's like walking on. Meanwhile, I'll be in the penthouse servicing the elite. Yeah, they got artificial intelligence and metal hands, jokes and strokes open for business. Yeah, I'm going to be the John Connor of hand jobs, people. That's humanity's last best hope for a happy ending. That's what I'm. Thank you. I'm not a fan of racism. It's a bold stance nowadays, but I'm taking it. Yeah, breaking from the crowd. That's me. For example, I love singing hip-hop karaoke, but what I don't like is saying the N-word. What do? I asked the internet, and I was informed you can say the word neighbor instead. Yeah, turns even the most hardcore hip-hop track into something Mr. Rogers would love. My neighbor, my neighbor, my neighbor, my neighbor. Now that's a song about friendship for children. Shame on a neighbor who tried to run game on a neighbor. That's the Wu-Tang Clan speaking out against gentrification. Even works for multiple felon DMX. What these bitches want from a neighbor. Clearly now a song about homeowners associations. Or we're in Boston condo boards. Either way, X's gonna give it to you. That's what he does. Oh, to be clear, I would never ever say the N-word out loud, but I will confess that I have caught myself thinking it. Like, I'm sure you've done this, sir. You're playing mini golf. I hit that first shot, it banks twice, goes around the thing, into the cup, and I just think to myself, who just got a hole in one? This neighbor right here. I said myself, and it's positive. I think that's okay. I don't know, but I'm not saying out loud no matter what happens. I could be at home alone. The walls of my apartment are very thin. Last thing I'm trying to do is disturb my neighbors. Guys, I'm Alex, just Alex. If you're ever in Las Vegas, look me up. That goes out to you in TV land as well. Thank you.
Hey, came a long way to bring you some comedy, and we love them. I'm going to keep this show going right now. You guys ready for another? This is another lotto spot. One of these pros dropped in, and I am so glad that his name was the one that came out tonight. You can see him at Pick a Side Stupid regularly. It's a comedy debate show down at Maggie's Lounge in Quincy. You see him at the Comedy Studio, and he's going to be on the Story Club 23rd of September. Look him up for that. Nick Martucci.
Hello, hi. So this happened the other day. So my son was real angry at me the other day, and like he started yelling at me. He said, "Dad, I never asked to be born." I said, "Fine, have it your way. Now until he explicitly asks to be born, I'm not going to have him." That's called being a good dad. He'll thank me one day. I don't have kids, is what I'm saying. Not until they ask. I'm starting to think I might be ready to be a dad. I don't know what to call that. I know women can call it mommy fever, but daddy fever is a YouPorn category. I don't know if you've been on the porns lately. It seems like there's a rising in step-family porn. You know, stepmother, stepfather, stepsister. It's the coward's incest porn. It's a fantasy, and why in my fantasy do my parents have to be divorced? Why can't we be a close, loving family? Like I said, I kind of want to be a dad now. I don't know if I want a baby. Babies scare me. It's just because they're terribly designed. Like, as far as like the human body goes, 0 out of 10 design. I don't know how we survived as a species for so long. I assume we just came from generations and generations of I didn't know I was pregnant. It takes so long to have a baby, and they come out not done. Like, they're super soft. They can't hold up their own head without dying. You know how easy that is? I've been doing that this whole time. You know, when giraffes give birth, they give birth standing up. The baby drops 6 feet to the ground, snapping the umbilical cord. Baby just gets up and starts walking away. I'm 5'8", So why is it so bad when I drop your 10-month-old? Is your 10-month-old not as good as a giraffe? I think one thing we don't give enough credit for in this country is gender reveal parties. You see, my parents never had one for me. I'm still not sure. I identify as queer because if enough people call you something, you have to consider it. Here I was thinking that the kids I went to school with were making fun of me. No, they were just intuitive. I like queer. It's the shrug of gender and sexual identity. Like, have you ever not known what you wanted to eat for dinner, so you waited till midnight, then grabbed a handful of crackers and went to bed? That's my identity. Like, I should have figured it out a while ago. Now I'm too tired. I don't care enough. Probably gonna make some bad decisions. It's fun. I am in a relationship with a lady. She's a straight. So we get to talk about the different kinds of men that we like. We have completely different tastes in men. Like, I prefer like a strong superhero, The Rock type, somebody who can just whisk me up in their arms and swaddle me like the infant I am. She likes me. I don't get it. I think she can do better. That's not fair. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to better myself. This year, I have lost 50 pounds so far. Thank you. I could be lying to you. You don't know. But I lost 50 pounds this year, and it's at a good weight right now where the people who know me see me and they think I look healthier. They compliment how nice my body's looking now. People who don't know me think I could stand to lose a few pounds. It's a long time coming. This time last year, I was diagnosed as non-morbidly obese, which is just being fat without the thrill of death behind every corner. But I've started eating healthier, I've started exercising more, I'm happier, and it's not because of the weight loss. Like, I know that some people get uncomfortable when you talk about weight loss, you know. I'm all for body positivity. If you want to lose weight, lose weight. If you don't want to lose weight, don't lose weight. Just try to love the body you're in and love yourself. My goal is to just be hot enough that when I talk about body positivity, people get angry at me. Thank you so much. I've been Nick Martucci.
That's Nick Martucci. We can keep this mic stand up for this next guy. This comic is a great comic. I've seen him lots of times before. I really love him. I know you will too. He's been on the No Neighbor Before 11 podcast. You like that? Yeah, the No Neighbor Before 11 podcast. Please give it up for Karizmatic.
All right, let's just address the elephant in the room. Not me, but my bag. Yes, there is weed in it. No, I do not trust anybody in the room with it. So it's on my bag. All right, wanted to address a couple things said earlier tonight, first and foremost. Because I have a big problem with women. We always get into an argument of when's a good time to stick a finger in my ass. You know what I mean? Like, I think it should be like in between, like as you're going on, it should be in between strokes. But as I learned tonight, in Cosmo, apparently it was supposed to be about 16. You know what I mean? Just figuring this shit out now, and I'm loving it, all right? Loving it. Like, you can't be like some diabolical villain and let me in on your entire plan. You know what I mean? Like, when he starts hitting it doggy, I'm gonna stick that finger right up his ass, you know? Nah, like, you gotta have some grace, some poise, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? She knows what I mean, she knows what I mean. You gotta be suave with that shit, you know? Like, maybe be hitting, maybe riding, you know, reverse cowgirl or something, get me in rhythm, and then all of a sudden, bang, you hit me with that shit, right? Woo! Cheat code, you know what I'm saying? Like you're playing video games. Up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. Oh! It's done. Absolutely done. Girls, take notes, take notes. You're like, oh, this is taking too long. Woohoo! Got him. Every time. every time. Have you ever seen a cheat code not work? Exactly! But I also wanted to touch upon something that Alex said. First off, never trust a man with 2 first names, especially if it's the same fucking one. So like, I'm not into racism either. You know what I mean? We all agree that racism is bad, right? Right? I didn't hear everybody in the room agree yet. Kind of getting scared. The black man's sweating now. All right. Racism's bad, right? All right. But as a black man, I repeat, as a black man, if I had to pick a racism that was best, I think I'd have to pick, you know, like anti-Semitism or whatever that hating redheads is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Nah, because real talk, as a black guy, like, I don't know the difference between a white and a Jew. You know what I'm saying? Do you? I can't spot them out of a crowd. Is it like being off-white? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, yo, wait, hold on, segue. So I'm often told I ain't black enough. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like being, you know, white and Jewish. I can't tell the difference. Black and African, y'all can't tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? Right? I'm often told I ain't black enough. But my name is motherfucking Uche Chukwu. What the fuck is blacker than that? I'm so black, I'm pre-black. You know what I'm saying? Mandingo type shit, yo. This is like, that, like it's like Jew, the white before the white, and that's why you don't like the white no more? I don't get it. I'm just trying to understand. Think about this. Even you guys, even the stereotypes are better, right? Black guy walks up to a white guy. You think he's automatically gonna rob him or something, right? Lock your car, click. But a Jewish guy, well, they still think you're gonna rob them of their money, but I mean, you own the bank. You own the shit that takes the money, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta run up on them on the street, but like, give me your shit, motherfucker. Right? You already got the shit. Or like the Jew run media. We got 2 channels, and they're both owned by Jewish people. We ain't got shit. Nothing. Like, guys, think about this. Think about this right here. When's the last time you saw a black ghost? I'll wait. Miss, when's the last time you saw a black ghost? Right? I asked her in that last week. She was like, yesterday. I was like, bitch, that's your shadow. Get the shit straight. You know what I mean? Don't mix me up with a shadow. That's different. But like, let's think about it. How would a black haunting even go down? Right? You wake up to your TV just floating in the dark. All the drinks in your house have been replaced with grape Kool-Aid. Right? Harriet Tubman sitting in the corner of your room. I'm gonna get my 40 acres and a mule. You know what I'm saying? But like, think about it. All the movies you see right now, they're all white hauntings, right? And they all happen at nighttime. So, black ghost haunting at daytime. You dig? Right? Physics, get that shit down, guys. This is normal shit, bro. I mean, like, 1 + 2 always equals 16, right? Bet, I got you. I'm gonna learn you today, right? Cheat codes and shit, right? So, like, it's not fair. Think about this, guys. Think about this. You're just walking around downtown. All of a sudden, you trip. You hear somebody, got you, nigga. Runs off. That's black haunting, right? That's some shit right there. All of a sudden, the radio in your car turns to some Snoop Dogg. Scare the shit out of you. Or some my neighbor type shit. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? How did know? Is there a race thing on this? Nah, man. But I want to leave you guys with one last thing. I know I'm here, you know, doing stand-up, but I think I missed the calling at being, you know, an FBI profiler. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the one job that gets better the more racist you are. You know what I mean? Think about this. Someone gets kidnapped, white van, tinted windows. Obviously, white guy, middle-aged, can't get no pussy, right? That's it. Instantly, right? Exactly, she's not. She's like, hell yeah, that's exactly what he looks like every single time. Right? Drive by on Malcolm X Boulevard. 2 black guys in the front with a pit bull in the back, probably wearing bandanas. Right? Chocolate factory gets robbed. Fucking Oompa Loompas, right? Gotta get this shit down, guys. Thank y'all. I've been Karizmatic.
Give it up one more time for Uncle Choki, Chomo Choki. Karizmatic. White people, I don't know about y'all, but he scared the shit out of me for a second. Black people be aggressive in the motherfucker sometimes. I hate black people sometimes. But I love this brother. That's my dude right there. All right, so we got 2 more comics left. You guys ready? To close out the season finale of Cambridge Comedy Underground. I know you've been enduring, man. It's coming to a close, don't worry. We're gonna wrap this thing up. We got some time. Damn, I look good. All right. This next comedian, he's been at Nick's Comedy Stop. He's from Providence, Rhode Island. Put your hands together right now for my man Pat Collins, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you, Cambridge Comedy Underground. It's a pleasure being here. So I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm a family man. That's a lot of what I do. Wife tells me all the time I'm happily married. She also tells me both kids are mine. I'm not totally sold on that. I'll tell you why. Yeah, you guys remember anything from high school biology? Basic high school biology. If one parent has blue eyes and the other parent has blue eyes, there's a real good chance that your kid will not be black. Just trying to process what happened there. I'm not entirely... No, I'm just kidding. I do have a son. He's not black. He's Asian. I still have some questions. He's not black. Quirky little fella. He's 3.5. He runs in. He points. He goes, best dad, best dad, best dad. I'm like, that's adorable. This kid thinks I'm a good father. I said, where'd you hear that? He was mommy. When it dawned on me, the kid wasn't saying best dad. He was calling me a bastard. More than just mildly disappointing, but it made a whole lot more sense. Then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm the bastard? That's pretty rich coming from you, you non-blue-eyed little Asian snot. Just go look up the word ironic. I think it'd be an eye-opener for you. Let's see. He's not the problem in my house. The problem in my house is the female, the alpha, the evil overlord. Everything is bitch, 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 bone, nag, 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 nag. Always talking down to us. Real condescending bitch. She be 8 next week. A long way to go with her. Let's see. I'm trying to be a good parent. I'm trying to be a good dad, like my dad was. My dad was very cool. Remember, I was 18 years old. My dad bought my first 6-pack of condoms. Not because I asked him to. Just came home from work one day and just tossed them my way. Said, here, son, this is just so you don't make the same mistake I did. So, Dad, you didn't have to do that. I have no intention of getting shit-faced, going to the prom and banging Ma. That seems a little useless. So, I put on a couple of pounds recently. I'm getting fat. Doctor said I should probably do something about it. Nothing crazy. He said I should probably change my diet, make some substitutions when it makes sense. And I'm trying to do that. But it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be because I'm so indecisive. Like, in my mind, there's always something better. Like, if you take what I wanted for lunch yesterday, which was pizza from Papagino's, which turned into baked chicken and rice from Whole Foods, which turned into a salad from Fresh City, which turned into half a cup of steel-cut oatmeal, which turned into a protein shake from GNC, which I got from Friendly's. Turned out to be a fribble. Just feel the fat melting away. Yeah, I have what you call a dad bod. You guys are all familiar with the term, dad bod? It's a new low in social acceptance, isn't it? The dad bod. Yeah. I'm just glad they gave it a name, because saying I have a dad bod so much better than saying I have given the fuck up. That's what I got. That's what I'm going with. I don't even care. Dad bod. Getting fat, getting old. Starting to check my bucket list. You guys have a bucket list? No? Like, no, I've done everything I'm going to do with my life. I don't have a bucket list. Bucket list. List of all the messed up shit you think you're going to do before you die. Yeah, all right. Problem with my bucket list is every time I look at it, I got to cross something off it. And it's not because I did it. It's because I realize I'm never going to do that. Like, number 1 on my bucket list, have sex in a public place. Thank you. That wasn't actually the joke. Actually, still kind of hope that could happen. Shut the fuck up. How about that? No, I'm just kidding. Number 1, have sex in a public place. Then remember, I've actually done that hundreds of times. I crossed that off the list. Number 2, have sex with someone in a public place. Well, that's never happened. I had to cross that off the list. Did you really like that, or did it just catch up to you now? What? No, I know. It was a long way to go for a jerking off in public joke, but I really like it. Thanks for sticking with me. So I had a great summer. I hope you guys had a good summer. Yeah? A couple of you? Anybody go away? Yeah, I used to go down the Cape. I spent the last 3 years. I've been going up to the lake. I don't go to Cape Cod anymore. I'm scared of the sharks. Any shark fans? No, I'll tell you a quick story. Last time I was swimming in the ocean, I was swimming with a buddy of mine off his boat, and I was a little ways away from the boat, and I was thinking to myself, man, probably shouldn't be out here. There's been shark sightings in the area. You must be an idiot. Now, no sooner than I had that thought, this fin pops out of the water a little ways away, and I freeze. I panic. You can barely tread water. Right? Buddy of mine on the boat, he sees this. He starts yelling everything he can think of that's going to keep me calm. He looks at the fin. He looks at me. He goes, dude, that shark doesn't even see you. I go, yeah, well, I think he's going to smell me. He goes, why, are you bleeding? I said, no, I just shit my pants. I'm pretty sure he's going to get a whiff. He goes, dude, it's a basking shark. They don't usually attack people. I said, thank God they don't usually attack people. Oh, no, wait a minute. That means sometimes they do. He goes, well, it's a basking shark. They don't even have teeth. I said, quit screwing with me and throw me the rope. He goes, no, they don't even have teeth. You should look it up. I said, you know what? You're right. Fuck the rope. Throw me my iPhone. I will do that right now. A good time to do a little research, don't you think? So he did. And as I watched my phone sail in my general direction, I thought, shit, I've got to get some better friends. I really wish I deleted my browser history because somebody's in for a real treat when that thing washes ashore. And that's when reality set in. I'm probably going to be the first story on the nightly news. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. In unusual occurrence, idiot gets gummed to death by basking shark. Probably shouldn't have been in the water. Over to you, Susan. Oh, thanks, Phil. Wow, what a way to go. In other news, local authorities are searching for the owner of this iPhone 10 that washed ashore this afternoon. Some truly, truly disturbing content. Anyone has any news to help the authorities, please call the number on the screen. And if the owner of the device is watching right now, you, sir, are disgusting. So I'll leave you with this. Full disclosure, my son, the one I was talking about before, he's not Asian. Not even a little bit. No, I've never felt the need to clarify that until recently. I actually did a show. After the show, I'm at the bar. I'm talking to a friend of mine. This woman comes up, and she's very excited to talk to me. And she runs over and goes, oh, my God, I thought you'd really appreciate it. I wanted to let you know 2 of our children are adopted, and our son is Korean. And I said, that is awesome. Very cool. And she goes, well, he's adopted, right? And I go, who? She goes, your son, the one that's Asian. And I go, no, totally not. I was totally messing around up there. Oh, my God, I hope I didn't offend you. She goes, no, I feel so stupid. I just assumed he was adopted. I go, no, just hacky jokes up there. My son, definitely not adopted. Listen, thanks for coming out. I hope you, hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you again. I went back to talking to the guy, and I could feel that she hadn't gone anywhere. And I turned around, and she just goes, bam. So he's a foster? He must be a foster, right? No. Was there a second marriage? She goes, well, I'm sorry for all the questions. I just think I missed the part where you say how it is you have an Asian son. I said, no, I don't think you missed it. I didn't say it. Look, wow, this is a little awkward. This has never happened before. Look, here's the thing. It was a swapped at birth situation in the hospital. She goes, no. Oh, my God, that's terrible. And then I just waited. Took her 11 seconds. She goes, wait a minute. How could you possibly have not known? I go, that is a good question. And here is the thing. We did know. We knew immediately. I swear we were going to report it to the proper authorities, but I talked it over with my wife, and we considered the gene pools on both sides of the family, and I go, let me put it to you this way. He's really almost 10 now, and sometimes when I see him sitting quietly at the kitchen table doing homework that we don't have to help him with from his AP courses that he takes for college credit, I think to myself, somewhere out there is an Asian family. Probably trying to extract a chubby little white kid trapped in the dishwasher he crawled into when he thought he heard an M&M. And that's when I know we made the right choice. This woman was stunned. I know she could muster was, really? And I go, no, not really. In fact, that's only the most ridiculous scenario I could come up with on the spot. I would have done better if I had more time. Listen, here's the truth. I do have a son. He's 6 years old. He's a little chunky, adorable fella. And he did get trapped in the dishwasher. That actually happened. So if you're looking for some honest kind of takeaway for the night, I will share this fun fact with you. You know what the jaws of life are? Well, the jaws of life, definitely not covered under your standard Maytag dishwasher warranty. She goes, seriously? I go, no, seriously. I could do this all night, but I really got to go. And I do have to go. Thank you so much. Back to your host.
Pat Collins. You guys ready for your last comic of the night? It's your last comic of the season. We saved the best for the last. This comic is a god to those of us that know her. Please put your hands together for this woman. She's been in the Boston Comedy Festival. She's been in the Women in Comedy Festival. You're going to love her. Kathe Farris.
Well, that's an introduction. Hi, I'm Kathe. I am a stay-at-home mom. And as a stay-at-home mom, I spend a lot of my day online watching surprise military homecomings or listening to TED Talks. Listen, I get it. I look like your stereotypical middle-aged woman. And for years I have fought that. Now I lean in. Okay? A big night out for me? In. Solving already solved Dateline mystery murders. While drinking alone and pretending to fold laundry. Love true crime. Listen to a lot of podcasts about it. Not only is it entertaining, it's also educational. I learned that everyone should have an if I go missing file on themselves. And this is good advice. I have one because my husband has no idea what my blood type is or the color of my eyes. If my husband had a file like this, he'd have our life insurance, tax forms. My file has a list of people to notify right away so they can feel real bad about the way they treated me. I've got a good photo of me because I'm not photogenic. And if you're like me and the camera hates you, if you don't have a good photo, you should probably learn Photoshop or self-defense. Because everyone should have a good photo. Because if you don't look good, nobody's looking for you. I do have one with my roots grown out, so you can see my real hair color, just in case this thing takes more than 30 days. I'm not worried about getting abducted, but I'm terrified of my husband being interviewed about it on the news. He's an IT guy, a computer guy. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Bet her antivirus software is up to date. That's none of your damn business. He says I kind of look like Princess Di, but with the facial energy of Prince Charles. And that's the kind of shit he'd say on the news. And when you're on the news, you want to be appealing to the public to show that you're a good person. Because nobody's going to give up their Saturday and walk side by side through the woods for a lady who brings her own cheese to Burger King. It's just not going to happen. One of the things I've learned from listening to all this true crime is that I would not do well in prison, but I would thrive under house arrest. I mean, I basically live that lifestyle now. And the conditions, not good. For Mother's Day, I got a paint night gift certificate, which is just another way of saying, make your own gift, bitch. Well, that's what the card said. When I'm not solving already solved Dateline mystery murders, I like to take all of my leftover wine corks and my love for true crime and my unused art degree, and I paint portraits of the wrongfully convicted. I've got an Etsy shop. It's called Go Cork Yourself. Right now I'm featuring Brandon Dassey from Making of a Murderer and Linda from my prayer group. We were real wrong about Linda. So you guys know Linda. My kids are older now, and they're almost moved out. It's like we're in this trial separation, just aiming for an amicable divorce. And it's really hard to hide how fucking happy I am about this. I mean, the hardest part is this pressure now to get a job. I think if I had a job, I'd like to be a hairstylist. That seems like a great job where you can really make somebody's day or ruin their next 6 weeks. And I would excel at that. Sometimes I pretend to have a job. I don't lie about it, but I give the impression I have a job by wearing a lanyard and a bracelet with 27 keys on it. Did you know you can just buy keys? Yeah. You want to get somebody off your back about getting a job? Go to Home Depot with one key and ask for 26 copies of it. Some say that this is living a lie. I completely disagree. I think it's a mindset. And if you don't mind lying, then you are all set. I don't mind lying. I love lying. I'm in the stage of my life now where I'm supposed to be living my best life, which means I'm either supposed to take a Zumba class or become a life coach. I've tried Zumba, but was asked to leave because I refused to use my arms. So you guys have done Zumba. I still dance, though. I dance in my car. I car dance, which is way more challenging than Zumba when all you listen to is NPR. You know, they don't play music. It's just fundraising and stories about Syria. Ever try popping and locking to Terry Gross? Not easy. But I have heard that I have the heart of a dancer, but the body of somebody who knits. And that's just another thing my husband would say on the news. I could become a life coach. Nope. I'm not interested in that at all. But I could be a lie coach, right? That's something I could do. 1, because I'm good at it. 2, because I have no other marketable skills. 3, because I can do it from the convenience of my home or the Kohl's parking lot. I feel like I'm doing a TED Talk here. I feel like I am a TED Talker. Anywhere I go, I could do a TED Talk. I've always wanted to do one on how to deal with people who think they're better than you because their kids eat sushi. But now I want to do on how to live your best lies, right? Doesn't that sound more practical? Now you're probably thinking, well, I know how to do that because we lie to ourselves about ourselves all the time, right? But we're doing it wrong. Because let me ask you this, are you living your best lies? No. Ever send a holiday letter? Right. I haven't either. I've never found the time to send one, but I have found the time to fact check others. There's a piece of fiction. And that's exactly how you live your best life, okay? Or live your best lies. Okay. I feel like I've captured you now. So how do I do this, Kathe? Here's the thing. Instead of being a real jerk to yourself, you be your phoniest friend, like the person who sends that holiday letter. So step 1, get a real friend. And if you can't get one, make one up. Kids do it all the time. I had one. Her name was Fran. She worked for the government and talked a lot of crap about my sister Kara. I tell you, if I had Fran right now, Fran wouldn't organize one of those girls' nights out by going to an escape room adventure. Why do people pay for escape room adventures when you can do a citizen's arrest for free? Step 2, practice self-care. Not talking about a bubble bath and meditation. My version of self-care, taking a couple of games of laser tag. Have you ever played laser tag? I have never felt that free. I mean, sure, I ruined a 9-year-old's birthday party. But I also worked through some pretty big intimacy issues. So you'd taken a couple of games of laser tag, Go for a walk around a CVS with your bracelet of keys, just misinforming people about skincare products. And you, my friend, will be living your best lives. I'm Kathe Farris. Thanks so much for coming out here, you guys.
Give it up one more time for Kathe Farris, ladies and gentlemen. This is our season finale of Cambridge Comedy Underground, man.
We out.
We out. How was it, Casey? How's the season been so far?
It's been good to me. What do you guys think? You enjoy it?
Yeah.
Come back and see us again next year. While you got your hands going together, keep them going for our producer, Peter Levine.
Peter Levine, yeah. He's ready to get the
Nate
fuck out.
Shu, all our camera crew, production assistants, and all the underground
Yes.
to make this possible.
Thank you very much, guys, and we appreciate you guys for coming out. Look for us next season. We will post our events on our Facebook page at Cambridge Comedy Underground. You can get tickets. They're free. Come back out, and we'll have fun next time. Thank you for coming out, guys.
Good night.
If anybody wants to hang around and put some chairs up, though, we appreciate that shit. You guys have a good one.